selling stuff because I can't, whatever. Chuck's giving me equipment, and that was the payoff. I mean, anybody listening right now probably never saw me in a magazine or thinks of me as, because now it's become, it's all the Hall of Fame guys and everybody that everybody knows, and
Yeah.
you and I both, weren't we in the same race in Colorado? I mean, nobody's noticing that we're racing nationals, and my proudest thing is from the time I raced 14 novice at the World Championships in '79 till I finished at the World Cup in '83, I made the main for every race I went to. Every one, every national, every World Cup, every one of them. Nobody knows who the hell I am. So, but the sponsor, some bike shop paid me to get there, or somebody paid me to get there. I'm gonna
Wow,
go.
dude. Wow, man. That's crazy, man. Mad respect. Did you turn pro?
Then after it was all over, because in '83 I wanted to turn pro. I came back in really strong, and had my own shop. I'm motivated. I was back in the gym, and I'm working out again. I didn't work out for like a year and a half after GT, and so Chuck calls me up. He's like, "Hey man, I want you in Vegas." And so I'm like, "Yeah, okay, pay the bills, I'll go." And I'm like, "But I'm racing pro." And he's like, "No, you're not." And I was like, "Yeah, I am. I'm turning pro this year. This is my year. I'm ready." "No, you're not." And so I stayed amateur in '83 for Chuck, but I snuck into pro practice every time. So
83, you would have been 19, right?
Yeah. Well, was that right? Yeah, I was 19. Yeah.
Okay.
I was ready. At that point I was ready, but
that's old to turn pro, dude. Right?
I know. Well, like I said, it kind of took a year and a half off. I mean, I really didn't race. When I left GT, I didn't really care I didn't have the same motivations, and to be honest, I mean, it's easy to look back now. I mean, you see magazines. Here's the funny thing: like somebody posted up on your '80s page on Facebook about its results. You see a lot of results, right? I'm looking back and I'm like, Brian Patterson's winning the state championships when he's 12 years old. I raced him 3 months after I turned expert and was, and finished third place behind him, right?
Yeah.
Like these guys were way ahead of us, way ahead, and it was just I wouldn't sit, It takes 5 years to get really great at anything. So yeah, when I wanted to turn pro at 19. It probably would have motivated me to keep going. And the guys I'm racing with, Gary Ellis. I mean, you go down the line. Everybody who turned Paulson turned pro, Didi Leone, Chanity, all these guys that I'm already racing, and it was just time to move up, right? And I got a sponsor, but if they're flying me to the race and he doesn't want me to move up, I got to stay where I'm at. So
that's 17 over X.
Yeah. Had a good weekend that weekend. Man, it just got so combative, man. Elbows out everywhere. Everybody wanted that ride, and I felt strong in pro practice. I snuck out in pro practice and did gates with Stu and Frank and was doing just fine, man. I'm ready. I was dialed, and I think I got fourth in the cruiser, but I got crashed out by Tommy Brackens took me out, but it was Didi Leone and Paulson and I was on a borrowed bike. Had a problem with my cruiser, and I'm on this borrowed bike with a really tall gear, and I passed Mike going down the third straightaway, and I'm diving into the last turn, and all of a sudden just kaboom! It was Charlie Brackens.